I asked my friend how much money she makes out loud, and she told me.
Wait, you just asked? Like that?
Just like that. How much are they paying you?
Oh, wow. What did she say?
She said the exact number, like 38,000 a year. And then she asked me back.
And you told her?
I told her 42,000. And we talked about money for an hour. Real numbers, real problems.
How did that feel?
Scary for like 10 seconds. And then, kind of free.
Free how?
Like I'd been carrying a secret my whole life, and I finally put it down.
I know why that felt dangerous.
Why?
Because someone taught us that talking about money is rude.
Yeah, when did you learn that?
I was 8, maybe 9. My aunt came to visit. She had this really nice car, a BMW or something.
Okay.
And I asked her, how much does that car cost? Just curious, like kids ask everything.
What happened?
My mom pulled me aside and she was serious. She said, Max, we don't ask people about money. It's rude. And I felt so ashamed, like I had done something really bad. I never asked about money again.
For how long?
Until last year. Almost 20 years. I didn't ask anyone about money for 20 years.
That's insane.
It is insane, but that's what happens. You learn money is a secret, and you carry that secret forever.
Yeah, I had the same thing. Different moment, same lesson.
What was yours?
My parents were arguing about bills. I asked my mom, "Are we poor?"
What did she say?
She said, "Chloe, that's not a nice question. We're fine. Don't worry about it." And I learned, don't ask, don't talk, just pretend everything is fine.
And you did that for how long?
Until few years ago. Talking about money got me a 20% raise.
Wait, what?
Last year, I got a new job. They offered me a number, 3,500 a month.
3,500. That's your salary, your monthly pay.
Yeah, and I almost said yes immediately.
But you didn't?
No, I stopped myself. I said, "Can I think about it for a day?"
Smart.
And that night, I called my friend Daniel. We work in the same field, same level, and I asked him, "How much do you make?"
Did he tell you?
He told me, 4,500 a month.
Wait, 4,500? That's shit. That's way more.
Yeah, like almost 1,000 more than what they offered me.
1,000 a month? That's what, 12,000 a year?
Just because I was scared to ask one question.
What did you do?
So I went back to them. I said, "I need more. This is what other people in my job make. I know the numbers."
Did they say yes?
They met me in the middle, 4,200 a month.
So you got a 20% raise.
20%, $700 more every month.
Damn, that's big.
And the only reason I could ask was because I talked to Daniel. Real numbers, real conversation.
And after, what changed?
Everything. Before, I was living paycheck to paycheck, you know?
Paycheck to paycheck. You mean every month you had just enough to cover your expenses?
Exactly. I had nothing saved. I'd have to use my credit card.
Credit card? That's dangerous.
It is, because if you don't pay it off every month, they charge you interest.
How much interest?
Like 19% a year. So if you owe $1,000 and you don't pay it, next month you owe like, I don't know, 1,016?
$16 extra just for waiting?
Yeah, and it keeps growing. That's why I was stressed about money all the time.
And after the raise?
After the raise, I save $600 a month.
That's huge.
And I feel safe.
Just from one conversation about money.
Just from one conversation.
Can I tell you something kind of embarrassing?
Please.
I used to lie about small money stuff, like really small.
Like what?
Like coffee. I buy coffee almost every day. There's a coffee shop near my office. I stop there every morning before work.
How much is one coffee?
Like $4.50? $5 if I get something fancy.
$5 for coffee? Damn.
I know. So that's like $22 a week? Maybe more.
Yeah, about 90 a month.
$90 a month on coffee. And my friend would say, wow, you get coffee every day? That's expensive. And I would lie.
What did you say?
Oh no, it's only sometimes. Maybe once a week.
Why did you lie?
Because I felt judged. You know?
Yeah.
Like, if I said, yeah, I spend $90 a month on coffee, she would think I'm bad with money.
But it's your money.
It's my money. But I felt shame about it, so I lied.
Do you still lie?
No. Now if someone asks, I say, yeah, I buy coffee every day. It makes me happy. It's worth it to me.
How does that feel?
So much better. Because I'm not hiding anymore. I mean, I'm just being honest about my choices.
I love that.
And when I started being honest, my friend said, you know what? I spend way more on lunch every day, like $12. We all have our thing.
So the judgment was all in your head.
All in my head. She didn't care. She was just making conversation.
Talking about money saved one of my friendships.
Wait, really?
Really? This was 2 years ago. My friend Tom, we always split everything 50-50. Dinner, drinks, movies.
Okay.
And one night we went to this really expensive restaurant. His idea. I didn't really want to go, but I said yes.
How much was it?
The bill was like, I don't know, 130. My half was 65.
$65 for one dinner?
One dinner, I almost died.
That's a lot.
And at that time, I was trying to stick to my budget.
Your budget. How much were you spending on eating out?
Like 150 a week total. For groceries, restaurants, coffee, everything.
So 65 on one dinner is like almost half your weekly food budget.
Exactly. That's why I felt stressed. But I paid, I smiled, I said thanks for dinner, and then I went home and felt terrible for 3 days.
Why terrible?
Because I knew if he kept picking expensive places, I would have to say no eventually, or run out of money.
So what did you do?
I called him. I said, Tom, can we talk about money?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And he said, sure, what's up?
What did you say?
I said, I love hanging out with you, but I need to be honest. I can't afford restaurants that expensive. Can we do cheaper places or cook at home sometimes?
How did he react?
He said, "Oh my God, thanks for telling me. I didn't know. Yeah, let's do cheaper stuff. I'm trying to save money too."
Wait, he was also trying to save?
He was also trying to save, but we both kept pretending we could afford everything because we were too scared to say the truth. Now, we cook at home most of the time. We go out maybe once a month. We split groceries, like he'll buy chicken and vegetables, I'll buy pasta and sauce. Way cheaper.
How much do you spend now?
Like $20 each when we cook together, and we make enough food for 2 or 3 meals.
$20 for 2 or 3 meals? That's like, what, $7 a meal?
About that, versus 65 at a restaurant.
That's a huge difference.
And we talk about money openly now. No shame. Like last week, he said, "I can't go to that concert. Tickets are $80 and I'm trying to save for a trip."
And you didn't judge him?
Not at all. I said, "I get it. Let's do something free instead."
That's real friendship.
That's real friendship. Can I ask you something practical?
Yeah.
How much do you actually spend every month? Like everything.
Everything? Okay, well, rent is $1,600.
1,600? That's a lot.
It is. That's like, I don't know, 38% of my income?
Your income. How much do you make?
About $4,200 a month after taxes.
Okay, so rent is 1,600. What else?
The utilities are expensive. Electricity, water, internet, like 160.
160? That's more than me.
Is it? How much are yours?
Like 110. Maybe you're using too much AC.
Probably. And groceries, I spend like $320 a month.
320. That's what, 80 a week?
About that.
That's not bad, actually.
And transport. I take the subway. Monthly pass is $105.
So, rent, utilities, groceries, transport, that's like, wait, let me think, 2,100 something.
Yeah, probably 2,200. And then eating out and stuff, maybe another 350.
350 for fun stuff.
Phone bills like 55. Subscriptions like Netflix and Spotify and my gym membership, maybe 70 total.
So, total is like 2,600? 2,700?
About that, which means I save around $540 a month.
540. That's good.
It's not bad. That's like, 13% of my income. I'm trying to get to 20%.
What would you cut?
Probably eating out. If I cooked more at home, I could save another 150.
150 a month is like, wait, 1,800 a year?
Just from cooking at home instead of restaurants.
That's actually huge.
I know, but I'm lazy. Cooking takes time.
Yeah, but $1,800 a year buys you like a really nice trip somewhere.
That's true. Or I could put it in my savings account, build up an emergency fund.
Emergency fund?
Yeah, money for emergencies, like if I lose my job or something breaks.
How much do you need?
I don't know. I read somewhere like 3 to 6 months of expenses.
3 to 6 months? That's like, wait, Your expenses are what? 2,600?
About that.
So that's like 8,000 more?
Yeah, 8 to 16,000 probably. I have like 3 saved.
3,000 is still good.
It's okay, but I need more. That's why I'm trying to save 20% instead of 13.
20% of 4,200 is, I don't know, 800 something?
About that, maybe 840?
So if you cut eating out and cook at home, you could get there.
And in 1 year, I'd save like what? 10,000?
Just from making coffee at home and cooking dinner.
Just from that.
You know, if someone's scared to talk about money, what would you tell them?
I tell them one rule.
What rule?
Money is not rude. Lying is rude.
Say that again.
Money is not rude. Lying is rude. The truth is easier, even when it's scary. And when you start being honest about money, other people feel safe to be honest too.
Like my friend Sarah.
Exactly. You asked her, she told you, and then she asked you back. You made it safe to talk by going first.
So it's not just about you, it's about everyone.
It's about everyone. The more we talk openly, the less power money has over us.
The less shame we carry,
The less shame, the less stress, the less lying about $90 a month coffee.
last thing, what would you say to someone who's never talked about money before? Someone who's been keeping it secret their whole life?
I'd say start small. You don't have to tell everyone everything. Just pick one person you trust.
One person.
One person. Ask them one question or tell them one truth and see what happens.
And what usually happens?
Usually nothing bad. Usually they say, "Oh my God, I'm glad you said that. I was thinking the same thing."
So we're all just scared of the same thing.
We're all scared of the same thing. And the second someone is honest, everyone else relaxes.
I asked my friend how much money she makes, out loud, and she told me.
And now you're gonna do it again.
And now I'm gonna do it again.